Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. If you're a coach or a player who wants to get better, stick around to the end of the video. I've got more information about my monthly membership you've got to check out, or click on the link below in the description. The Lakers are in the midst of one of their best seasons of all time. They've got an unstoppable duo in LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and they're top 5 in both offensive and defensive rating. Is there anything that could stop them? Despite LeBron averaging a career high in assists and creating some of the more incredible highlights we'll see this year on a nightly basis, there is one area that proves crucial in late game scenarios against the top teams they'll face come playoff time. While it's called the free throw, for LeBron James, this open shot from 15 feet away is anything but complimentary. Not only is he shooting his 4th worst percentage of his career, he's at his career low in free throw attempts per game. But per game stats don't tell the full story. When we adjust for pace and possessions, his free throw rate plummets to the lowest in his career, well below even his rookie year as a 19-year-old phenomenon still learning the game. Of course, LeBron is focused on getting his teammates involved, which is a big reason why he's leading the league in assists. But does that really explain the lack of charity stripe appearances? This new focus of his would indicate that he's driving to the basket a lot less, hence less chances for the defense to foul him. Well, if you thought that, you'd be wrong. In the 7 seasons of data we have on drives per game, this season is his highest, and you'd have to go back to the 14-15 season where he was even kinda close. He's certainly getting his share of calls when he drives. I couldn't find a ton of evidence where the refs were ignoring contact altogether, but is it possible that there is some fatigue setting in of watching him bulldoze to the basket for so many years, and the calls he'd have expected without a second thought are now not being handed out as often? Other than the spin move he's been pulling out more and more, I don't see evidence that he's shying away from contact in an effort to avoid shooting the free throws, but keep your eye on this situation because it has real playoff implications for the team. Now, let's get into the nuts and bolts of what's going on with his form and why it's keeping him almost 8 points below average from the free throw line. He's always prepped the same way, 3 dribbles, then spin the ball in his left hand. Since 2017-18, he's been stepping back with his left foot as if he's simulating a catch-and-shoot 1-2 footwork, even though there's so much pause after this that it would seem that motion is wasted. Sometimes he'll lick his fingers while spinning the ball too. Now, before New Year's, you can see him split his feet a little bit with the right foot at the line and the left foot back. This has always been the primary way to teach the free throw, and this was almost creating the turn with the toes pointing to around 10 o'clock the way I teach it for proper alignment of the shooting hip and elbow. However, check his feet. They're both pointing out. I like the left foot angle, but the right foot pointing to the right makes it harder for him to get his hip and elbow aligned to the hoop. Next, notice how he pumps the ball up then down before coming at a stop at chest height. This is also suboptimal in terms of rhythm. Starting the ball at this height instead of at the waist causes issues with power generation and rhythm calibration with the legs. Notice the knees are slightly bent, heels on the floor, perfectly motionless. When he begins rising up into the shot, the heels come off the floor, the legs straighten ever so slightly, the ball is brought over the head to a pause before releasing. When watching this in real time, you can see that his body begins moving down due to the lowering of the heels at the same time as his release. This is suboptimal energy transfer and can lead to all sorts of issues with distance calibration. You can also see the ball is set on his left side, then has to traverse an arc across his body to get above his right eye. It can be argued that the lateral movement of the ball like this can lead to troubles keeping the ball straight. There really is only one way for a guy like LeBron to analyze his free throw form. Well, he can watch this video, or he could use Home Court, a free basketball training app that uses your iPhone or iPad to track your shots from all around the hoop, including arc, release time, and vertical jump. I could almost guarantee LeBron would improve his free throws by using home court, and once you see how many fantastic interactive drills they have taught by real NBA players, you'll see your game transformed. From free throws to jump shots to dribbling and agility drills to improve your defense, prepare to elevate your game to the next level. I could swear LeBron must have clicked in the link below just like you should and started using the home court app, since we've seen a jump in his free throw percentage since we got into 2020. The big change was eliminating his pumping of the ball up and down and instead bringing the set point much lower to his waist. And he then added a little bounciness to his knees as he gets settled. However, he stopped straightening his knees, probably because of the newfound power he's getting by starting the ball lower. And the heel raise is less pronounced, again in an effort to control power. The release tends to be rigid and not smooth because even though starting the ball lower is a good thing, pausing at the top and releasing over the head dissipates almost all of that power, requiring the arm and wrist to get the ball to the rim. Ideally, the arms and the wrist are only responsible for keeping the ball in line to the rim, while the rhythm generated by proper timing of the arm lift itself in conjunction with the knee straightening is where the power comes from. That said, starting the ball midline of the body at the waist has potentially reduced the amount of lateral movement the ball moves to get to the release point. And while it's still an issue, the results of the recent changes have been very encouraging. While he was taking that step back with his left foot, pumping the ball, and using the high set point, he shot 68.8% from the line. Since he got rid of that step back and the pump, then lowered the set point to the midline at the waist, he's been shooting 74%, and over the last 10 games of grooving these new mechanics, he's up to 78.8%. That would be a career high if he maintained that success rate over the course of an entire season. As for positioning, he puts his right foot at the nail to assist in alignment. This can also help to overcome his right foot angle. There are some who can synchronize that motion and calibrate a consistent release to keep it straight, but it would concern me a little bit when you're talking about executing this at the highest of pressure situations, i.e. the NBA Finals, when you're down 1 with 3 seconds left. Remarkably, despite playing in 239 playoff games over 13 seasons, he's never really been in a situation where he had to make 2 free throws to win the game. So perhaps the struggles from the line ultimately won't come back to bite them, but there's always a first time for everything. I also went back to the season he posted his highest free throw percentage, which was in 08-09. What I saw was both his feet right at the free throw line alongside each other, the same 3 dribbles and ball spin in the left hand, then watch the left foot ever so slightly move back. No big step back motion like he does now. The ball is set at his waist and he bounces on his knees. And this all should look familiar. It would appear he studied this tape too and went back to the exact way he shot them 10 seasons ago. Makes sense? Find the best success you had with these and emulate that. So keep your eye on whether his form continues to evolve, or will he settle into this routine and perhaps get even more comfortable and improve his percentage further. His career average in the playoffs is about the same as it is in the regular season, so don't expect a locked-in LeBron to suddenly start knocking down 87% of them. But I'm encouraged that he was willing to adjust to find more success, and the weight of the expectations of Lakers Nation might ultimately rest on whether or not LeBron can hit one when they need it most. So if you're a coach or a player looking to get better at your craft, you must check out my monthly membership. Every month I add more and more videos on the court to explain how to do certain skills better if you're a player and how to communicate and teach skills better if you are a coach. It's something you won't see anywhere else, cutting-edge techniques. So make sure you click the link below. I'll even give you a free video if you click it right now, and I guarantee you will improve your knowledge and your skill. So what are you waiting for? You win? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to B-Ball Breakdown so you can get alerted right away when we drop a new video. This season will be filled with incredible content, so don't miss it. You in?